Switched hands on you. Welcome again to another episode of Fine Wine 216. As always, if this is your first time, I appreciate you coming here. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram at FineWine216. So I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind. This is a huge debate in the black community. This conversation has happened at the dinner table, at the barbershop, even at church, believe it or not. For everyone who didn't know, there's a civil war going on between black people and
nigga.
A lot of us feel like you have African Americans who are civilized, who don't spend their money in frivolous ways, who aren't ignorant. And then you got these...
That would be nigga.
Before I give my opinion on what I feel about this topic, I'm going to start with an analogy that I know all of my friends are tired of hearing, but
I don't give a fuck.
Side note, you can expect a Friday meme in just about every video I'm gonna post. This is a little bit of a reach, so I'm gonna need you to stay with me, but imagine you have a water bottle. And as a matter of fact, you gotta imagine nothing. Hold on, I got you. ISO boom. That's some New York shit for your ass. ISO boom. Anyways, ISO boom. Let's say you take this water bottle, and let's say this water bottle is filled with about 1,000 ants. Let's say you were somehow able to slowly fill this bottle up with water. Obviously, all the ants would drown, but there's a catch. Imagine on this side of the bottle, let's say right here, there's a small hole just big enough for an ant to fit through. Now, let's say by the time this water bottle is full of water, 800 out of the 1,000 ants drown, and 200 of them live. In this scenario, American society's biggest trick is convincing the 200 ants that live that they lived because they worked harder, were smarter, and they maximized their opportunities. Don't get me wrong, those 200 ants had to do some pretty spectacular stuff to make it out, but what those ants don't realize is that hard work aside, this is by design. 800 of those ants were supposed to die and 200 were supposed to live just based on how this water bottle is set up. But what does this have to do with? So what I personally believe is that there's no such thing. Just like the 200 ants aren't necessarily better than the 800 ants that died, it's our circumstances that make us act in a particular way. When you're from a certain environment, your only thought process is survival. So, for example, let's talk about spending money frivolously, because we all know nigga love to do that, right? Saving, even for tomorrow, is based on the mentality that I'm gonna survive to see tomorrow.
He ain't lying.
That being said, without a lot of education and training, how do you expect someone to naturally think about emergency savings, life insurance, retirement planning? Retirement planning? Like, let me address the whole civilized, behaved argument. First of all, just listen to how that sounds. Civilized, behaved. That's just a fictional trait to pit us against each other. To be completely honest, it sounds like a contemporary version of the Willie Lynch theory. Like, we're still doing the same thing. And if you don't know who Willie Lynch is, I doubt that that's the case. But if it is the case, please look him up. He was a slave owner that went into great detail about his divide and conquer tactic to control his slaves. He basically used any characteristic to pit us against each other, whether it be the texture of our hair, the pigmentation in our skin, light skin versus dark skin, etc. Now that's the tip of the iceberg, but more to the story, we all come in as a blank slate, and ignorance is either taught or it's embodied because of lack of teaching. Y'all act like we just all born. But what do I know? I just been black all my life.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black.